So cool. I think I'll only start now. So the YouTube one is just going live, and as soon as YouTube goes live, I think we will be right there. So we are live. Hi guys, good evening. Thanks for joining the Insta Crypto online crypto meetup. This is where we talk about everything about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum. Those are the most popular ones. That's what we talk about. Anything to do with the use of cryptocurrency, how it started, how it's useful for Indians, how you can buy and sell in India. Everything to do with cryptocurrency. The idea I put it out as AMA is that you can ask me anything. AMA literally means ask me anything. So anything to do with cryptocurrency, you guys have a doubt about and you want to discuss, we are here and let's talk about it. So we got Amit and Manish. Manish, I think I couldn't get to speak to you at all. Are you able to hear us? If you're not able to speak and join the conversation, you can definitely message us. Anyway, your mic is on mute, just so that you know that if you're trying to speak. Yes, I can see that you unmuted your mic, but I can't hear you, and I don't know if you're speaking. Okay, no worries. We got the message from Manish. He says he's got some issues with the mic. He's checking on it. Okay. Meantime, we've got Amit here. Amit is a BTech student from computer science student from Jaipur, and let's. You guys have a question at the time when you have one. We can discuss about that. Meantime, I'd like to give this opportunity to Prajwal. Prajwal, if you want to go ahead and start a topic and you want to discuss about something, we can do that. Otherwise, I was just going to pick on the latest that's going around in the crypto week this week.
Yeah, we can actually discuss about the latest things in the crypto world.
Sure, great stuff then. So, just looking at it, we all came to know about the Venezuela part of the like news about cryptocurrency. So the latest in Venezuela is that the Venezuelan government is allowed people of Venezuela to mine Bitcoin and allowed them to. If you're mining Bitcoin, you're going to be using Bitcoin. You're going to be using cryptocurrency. So that's a good start. Before that, of course, Venezuela was allowing people to use cryptocurrency, which was their own. They had a cryptocurrency called Petro. Petro was used by the Venezuelan people, and he was trying to use an alternative for the fiat currency. It's all a good for everybody in the crypto space. The latest news, of course, with Venezuela is that he has allowed his people to start mining. So I'll just quickly explain what is mining because a lot of people may not know on Facebook here. Crypto mining is like you install a computer and allow crypto software to be downloaded and run the software. So what happens with that is the network of Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, whichever software that you want to download, will use your computer power to mine Bitcoins. It actually does some work in terms of solving an algorithm, solving a puzzle, which gives them a block reward when they mine a block. The reward is internally is the coin that you're mining. So if you're mining for Bitcoin, you will receive some Bitcoins to your computer. But mind you, some computers now that you can use are called ASICs for Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. These computers are very sophisticated now and they're very expensive and very fast. You cannot run your CPU that you run in your house for Bitcoin mining because now it's too late. Of course, 10 years ago, you could run the Bitcoin protocol on your computer, home computer, and still make some bitcoins. But today's world, no, you cannot. You have to bring in some sophisticated equipment. So what Venezuela is saying that people in Venezuela can buy this equipment, install in their homes. It's just nothing but something like a supercomputer with ASIC. So you can run these computers at home and you can mine Bitcoin. Means you're allowing your computer to be used by the Bitcoin protocol, and whenever you get to solve a block, it's a little random, it's not continuous, but in a way that you will once in a few, depending on the speed of your computer, once in a few hours, you may be able to solve a block, and each block gives you some rewards with Bitcoin. So the same goes with Bitcoin Cash or Ethereum. Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash more or less runs on the same hardware. If you want to run Ethereum, it's something called GPUs. A lot of people have GPUs in their house. It's graphic cards. Graphic cards are very popular for gaming and everything. So those cards, if you have on your computer, you can mine Ethereum. So that's the little base about how you do mining. So Venezuela has allowed their people to start mining Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, made it legal. So it's regulated in a way. That's what is legal means. Regulated means then you may have to just get a license, and then you may have to follow the protocol that the Venezuelan government has set for you to run the miner. In this explanation today, what's happened so far is that if you are getting a miner in Venezuela and you are running a Bitcoin mining hardware, you will have to connect your miner through your national pool. What that means is every Bitcoin mining or cryptocurrency mining can be done solo or can be done in a way of clubbing together. So when many people club together their computers and then mine, you have better chance to mine a Bitcoin, because when you club more computers together, your all the computers together becomes more powerful. The more the power of the network that you have together, the better the chances of winning the Bitcoin as rewards. So because that protocol is a very popular protocol, a lot of people use, means like a lot of people have built softwares, they are doing mining on their own and they've built a separate software for it. They will publish the software, you will have to download their software, and then eventually when you're mining, your computer plugs to their computer, and from there you do the mining in the protocol to the Bitcoin protocol, Bitcoin client. So that way it becomes a little bit more efficient because you have all this power clubbed together, right? So because of that, the efficiency is increasing, and then your end product, which is the reward that you get as Bitcoin, is also increasing. In Venezuelan terms, that's exactly what the Venezuelan government is allowing you to mine through. They have made a national pool, a national grid, whichever that is running their Bitcoin protocol. They have provided the software for you, and then you have to plug it through them. That means everybody who sets up a mining rig in their house in Venezuela will all get added to the national pool, and the national pool will mine the Bitcoin through that. Can you believe it? Like 10 years ago, this was the idea of Satoshi. Satoshi said this is like the vision that every country will have Bitcoin miners, government will run their Bitcoin miners, and then the Bitcoin will replace US dollars as a global reserve currency. Right now, a lot of currencies are fighting for it. Euro is fighting, your Chinese yuan, they call it renminbi. Those are also a very good competitor for US dollars to fight for the global reserve currency. In terms of fighting, yes, like some 2% is used in Chinese yuan, maybe some 3-4% of euro, with the remaining mostly is US dollar as a global reserve. So Bitcoin is trying to wipe them away and then bring Bitcoin as a global reserve currency. So if Bitcoin becomes a global reserve currency, you got to have every country mining it for you and then have some mint for you for yourself. That's how you can be efficient in taking part in the global trade, right? Because if you're doing global trade with Bitcoin, and if you don't have any miners to mine, that's going to be not helpful. Like right now, it's going to be a little manipulated system, like how US dollar manipulates. It gets minted and printed and counterfeited from New York, and everybody else holds it, and then they use it for global trade. With Bitcoin, it solves, everybody has their own control of their coin, and Venezuela has shown the path. they are the first ones who built a system to get Bitcoin as a global reserve currency. Because, mind you, Venezuela has a lot of sanctions from the US, from New York directly. So for them, US dollars is not a real useful tradable currency for them. So they need an alternative. Well, if Federal Bank in New York thinks that they have to be the superior currency that people should use as global trade, they shouldn't be putting sanctions. If you put sanctions on a country and if you're not allowing them to use their dollars very easily, obviously they are now going to go into alternative, which is Bitcoin for now. So Venezuela has taken a great step. I love that news. So that's one of the major news that I'm going to be talking about here. We can debate on that. The idea is amazing. They are saying that there are a lot of speculation around it, right? People are making speculative news saying that, oh, Venezuela might cap too much, might not give them money to the people, they may hold it for themselves. I don't think so. I think it's a win-win situation for everyone. Because of that, the more transparency the government would have for the people of miners in their country, the more better it is for them. If they don't hold their money and pay them on time, they will have miners coming back on time, and then miners mining on time, miners increasing in numbers and giving more capacity and more power to the government. So that's how this mining news is going around today. That's one of the most important news for me, is why we are talking about it as much. But hey, we are open here. We can talk about any of the other topics. But of course, whatever that I spoke about to Venezuela, also, you guys have any question, jump in and let's discuss. So we have a new person who's joined, Mr. Techmaker. Can you hear us? If you can hear us, just introduce yourself. Join the conversation. Hi, Techmaker. I think if you're not able to hear me, that's fine. Well, definitely. I think Prajwal just messaged to talk more about the SLP tokens. I will touch base on that. That's very important also. But of course, yeah, for those who just joined, you guys, if you're not able to hear me or have a little difficulty with your mic that you are not able to respond, the message service is there. You can just add the message and talk about whatever that you want to say on the message. So yes, there was a few other that we can talk about. Okay, nice to hear that you said all good. But yeah, you can hear me. That's really great. Please put your name. I just don't know who you are. Of course, you got a pseudonym that's going on with this Techmaker. Anyway, welcome Srinivas. Welcome to the group and welcome to the meetup. You have anything that you want to talk about in crypto and you want to introduce yourself, please do that. Karan, that's nice. I got your name down, at least it'll be easy to address. So Srinivasan, if you are able to hear us and cannot respond because of your mic issues, don't worry, you can just message. Meanwhile, we will just be talking about a little bit in terms of the latest that's going on in crypto space. Now, Prajwal just messaged saying he would like to talk a little bit or hear a little bit more on SLP and DeFi exchanges. We will touch base on that. We just talked about Venezuela. Venezuela has just allowed Bitcoin mining to happen in their country, and with a little bit of cash in it, like the way they want that miners to go through the national pool, which is a win-win situation for everyone. That was the topic we spoke about. Do you guys have any questions, the newcomers? You can ask me about that along with this. You can just put a message. So fine, let's talk about SLP. What is an SLP? SLP literally means a simple ledger protocol. A simple ledger protocol is a way that you can make and use token system on the Bitcoin Cash blockchain. So we all know about blockchain, right? Blockchain is become one of the most famous words in tech industry today. Just about 10 years ago, blockchain was completely not known. Everybody was talking about IT, which was like really big. And today, it's all in IT, it's all about blockchain. What is this blockchain? What is it so famous about? So blockchain is just a way you record any kind of data and then it's an immutable, time-stampable data which actually works wonders. One of the reasons why blockchain has become popular is how cryptocurrencies become popular. So we have a new person who's joined. Hi, Bon. It's nice to have
Hi,
you.
Bond.
While we are on a
Hi,
conversation
Bond.
now, if you want to add anything in between, you can message or you can, give your input also. Oh, Mr. Techmaker, we met before, Karan. So I recognize you now with your face. Anyways, so we were talking about SLP, right? So in terms of SLP, because blockchain is so famous, the SLP is the token system that is built on the Bitcoin Cash blockchain. Now, Bitcoin Cash blockchain has made Bitcoin Cash popular. One of the best things about Bitcoin Cash is the most economical currency out there compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Also, the fees of Bitcoin Cash is much lower. The time taken for Bitcoin Cash to move from A to B is much quicker. Because of that, it actually becomes very popular in terms of how we would use commerce. Like in our commerce, we would like to make payments, and payments should be instant and settled instantly. For that reason, Bitcoin Cash becomes really popular. So, if you understand in Indian terms, a lot of us are Indians here. Um, UPI payments is like compared to the SLP tokens and Bitcoin Cash. What is UPI payment? UPI payments is just like another payment that we do via card or bank transfer or anything. But with UPI, it's instant and it's free, and the service is so simple. That makes it really popular. That's why it caught on. So Bitcoin Cash is something similar that is made in global terms. That's how simple Bitcoin Cash is made, cryptocurrency for commerce. And SLP rides on top of it. So now that the blockchain of Bitcoin Cash is so popular, now we can start a cryptocurrency of your own on the blockchain of Bitcoin Cash. So that means you can build a token for yourself. If you have a company that you set up and you would like a company shares to be used on the blockchain, you can straight away use the SLP tokens, share the SLP tokens with your users, with your directors, with the way that you would like to share your shares of the company. And then what else SLP token can do best with a company related issue is that you can send dividends. So there are some wallets which are very sophisticated today. These wallets, one of them is called a Zapit Wallet. A Zapit Wallet has an inbuilt dividends tool. That means you can choose and set and select people who hold your tokens that you've built, and those tokens, depending on what numbers people hold, and you can segregate and aggregate them and then send dividends to them. Say now if you have like directors, five in your company, and five directors hold 5,000 each coin, they're the largest holders, and then you've distributed your some of your tokens to employees, some 10, 15, 20. But then now you want to send a dividend, and dividend to only the directors. So you can select that anybody is holding 5,000 and above or around 4,000. If they have spent some, you can say 4,500 to 5,500. Anybody holding coins in between that bracket will get the dividends. The dividends get sent. This is done superbly on, your Zapit wallet. Zapit Wallet is available on your Play Store. If you want to download and use it for your SLP and Bitcoin Cash, it's available right there. On iOS, it's going to be back. It's going to be on soon. But yes, that's the popular wallet for your SLP. So that's what is SLP. And for SLP, if you want to compare it to what others, if somebody knows about cryptocurrency already, most often they would have heard about Ethereum's ERC token. ERC20 tokens are very popular today. Many ERC tokens have made a very good value for themselves. Recently, one was Unicoin, UNI, Swap SWAP coin. That was a very popular coin, one of those which just in 2 days it gained in close to some hundreds of USD dollar worth per coin. Why did it gain so much value? Is because this Uniswap exchange is a DeFi exchange, it's a decentralized financial exchange. They were operational from a long time. They were been allowing people to use their DeFi exchange from at least if I'm not wrong, around 2 years. And since they were popular and a lot of people were using those exchange, recently only they started their own token, ERC20 token, and their token was an instant hit because their DeFi exchange was already a hit. So their ERC20 token Uniswap coin also became instant hit, and then it gained a lot of value. So that's a comparison to Ethereum-based token. When you talk about SLP, is Bitcoin Cash-based token. So that's how we have the difference. And yeah, that's some part of SLP and DeFi that I talked about. Since we have a lot more new people that's coming, let's address them, and let's see if somebody wants to join and want to like ask something, and if you have any doubts and if you've thought of anything to speak about crypto, go ahead and jump in. So clearly there is so the interest is to understand whatever that's going on. You want to listen to it, that's fine. You guys, you don't want to join in a conversation, that's still okay. You guys want to ask something, you can leave a message on the message board, and then shoot your question. Meantime, can I, Karan, how are you doing? Can you hear me? Yeah, Karan, I
Yes,
think your
sir.
mic may be
Yes.
connected.
All good, all good, all good.
Good to see you again.
Yes, still bullish on Nano.
Definitely. So, you have you come across the Unicoin recently?
No, no, sir. I'm hearing from you only. I have not come across it. I will study it
Okay,
now.
okay.
Yes.
Just like a couple of few days ago, I think it's only since 5 days they have the coin launched. It did really well. It blocked. It actually like clogged the network of Ethereum. I'm sorry, we got a message here. I couldn't read the message in time. You want to repeat the message? Please go ahead. Somebody else messaged. Anyway, yeah, correct. So that DeFi token, it was a DeFi exchange, of course. So the exchange released a token, and because the exchange was so popular, the token also instantly became popular, and there was a lot of traction happening, sending and receiving of this token, because of which Ethereum protocol was charging up to, like for me itself, I was paying up to 500 rupees in network fee. I put out the network fee till the last. I got a complaint was it was just about 120 rupees, but then of course 120 rupees is also a lot of money. So somebody said 120 is too much. Hi, so this is my dog. He just wants to be in the video. I think. So CJ, you're all over the Facebook. Everybody is going to see you. Can you answer some questions? Absolutely not. Okay, get down. So yeah, that Uniswap coin was an instant hit, and then because of that, of course, there's going to be a lot of commerce, right? Moving in and out of these coins and things like that. Eventually, you will have to pay fees in Ethereum. So on my exchange, when I increase the fees about a little bit to say 120 rupees itself, people are like, "What? Why 120 rupees?" And just then I was checking, the fees was going up close to $5 to $8. That 120 rupees that I was charging was way less. Luckily, nothing got stuck. So most of my other trades that I did, other exchanges that I did, one of my wallets was so stuck that 5 transactions are still clogged, and it is not cleared yet because of the change in fees. So what happens is when the wallet is trying to send Ethereum, it automatically picks up a network fee. And if you don't really refresh and then check online what is going on about the network fee structure, and if you just stick to whatever that your wallet shows, sometimes it gets stuck. And if one gets stuck behind that on the same wallet, many transactions get stuck too. It never gets accepted by the block because your network fee is too little.
Hmm. Yeah, Bitcoin fees
Yeah.
are also increasing. Bitcoin fees, Ethereum fees, they are all increasing.
Yeah, Bitcoin and Ethereum is because of their block size. That is something it's inevitable. They're going to have the issues about their, network congestion. But I think for now, Bitcoin Cash seems working fine. It still has 32 MB only, I would say. A lot of people say 32 MB is too much, but I still say it's only because for every 10 minutes is 32 MB, means 32 times the size of Bitcoin. But easily, I think there'll be 100 times more interest in the next coming bull run I'm expecting the bull run to be in the 2021. Definitely, guys, this is not a financial advice that I'm giving here. This is like a disclaimer that I'm quickly mentioning. It's my complete experience and the history that I have seen that we expect the bull run to be next year. The bull run is going to bring in great prices for cryptocurrency, something like maybe up to a crore for a Bitcoin, equally some 5 to 10 lakhs for Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum and all that price. That's way high compared to what we have. So that's my prediction, but of course it's not a financial advice to anybody. So if you guys are expecting that, yes, it may be true and you want to invest, only invest what you're ready to lose. That's an advice. That's an always a safe advice, uh, because you should not feel that, yeah, because uh, it's always preferred that you expand your portfolio, right? So do not put all your eggs in one basket is what I mean.
So,
So
sir,
anyway, what have you been doing last week, Karan? Go on. Sorry, interrupt.
yeah, sorry. So DeFi, sir, still not able to understand exactly why DeFi is so getting so much attention. Means what is it helping people for? Means what is it solving? DeFi.
So DeFi is safe in terms of your cryptocurrency, right? A DeFi exchange means you're putting your cryptocurrency in the blockchain. Unlike any other exchange, even for that matter, I may just name a few: WazirX, UnoCoin, Coin96. They are holding your cryptocurrency and then
Oh,
allowing you to trade on the platform. So it's a company or a third party that's holding your cryptocurrency, and then when the third party gets hacked, or internally if they have some kind of like personal interest or something like that, you may lose your cryptocurrency. Then there is a possibility of losing. In DeFi exchanges or DeFi, lending platforms or DeFi dividend platforms, there are many that is popular, right, on DeFi. Those platforms are not going to get hacked because that's on the blockchain.
okay,
So
okay.
your coins are going to get locked on the blockchain. No, nobody in person has any private keys to your coin, so nobody can take it away from you. No hacker can actually hack into it because if you can hack into a DeFi, it's like you're hacking into the blockchain itself. There is no real hacking into something like blockchain because it's like hacking into internet. What are you hacking into? That's in the internet.
Correct, correct. Okay, okay. Got it.
So there was one guy who was just messaging here. He said, of course, about Unicoin and the DeFi. Of course, there is a lot more secure like that. Only if the smart contract is weak, there may be an issue. But I think your Unicoin is very popular for one of the reasons, like I mentioned, that your Uniswap DeFi exchange is pretty old. So their smart contracts are already tested the time, and they know they have done really a good job. So now, because of that, their coins are also getting a lot of popularity. Thanks to second that, my friend, and Bogdan. Is that correct that I'm saying your name? So yeah, that's what is DeFi. I think these things are all uh, very good questions that you're asking, because a lot of people may hear what I say about DeFi and a little bit explanation, but still may not understand why and what is it different and why is it popular. And because of that, DeFi's are getting popular nowadays. Now DeFi, you can lock up your Ethereum and then allow your Ethereum to be used for lending, for dividends, for like Uniswap exchange are using your Ethereum for liquidity. So if you allow your Ethereum to be locked by them and give them the control of that liquidity, you are getting some tokens that is very well priced, because the way the tokens should be, and they are from the nice and right exchanges. What a token should be is for the people who use your exchange, not for those who float it. If I float a coin and I start selling my own coin, it doesn't make sense, right? Then the coin really doesn't perform. When you float your coin, you float it for a reason, that you float it for your exchange. You give those coins out to those exchange users, or give it for those people who will bring in traction for your exchange, say in terms of bringing in referrals and rewards. You can use those tokens for those purposes. The more you use for those kind of purposes, the more better and useful your token is going to be, and popular your token is going to be for the future. But initially, the ICOs were scammed like that. The ICOs, they should start on their own, and then eventually ICOs was sold by the floater himself to raise funds. But in a way, 99.999% nowadays, because of what happened then till now, none of those projects really went on well. None of those projects really flourished. But actually, they took that money and then they fled. And that was an ICO. That's why ICO was being put under a scanner and eventually banned. But the names changed. The ICO became IEOs. IEOs initial exchange offering. They promised a lot of other things through an exchange, but they still didn't make it. Even those things didn't flourish that well. Nowadays, there are DeFi coins. DeFi also, something like Uniswap, of course, they've been there for a long time. But a lot of new ones may come out and then, promise a lot of things like those sushi and things. Bogdan, if you know what I'm talking about and if you have some experience on that, you can definitely add your experience to that and say something on it, or you can unmute your mic and join the conversation. So a lot of these sushi coins
Yeah.
are things that came up in between scammed people. Go on, Bogdan.
Yeah, I'm just want to add that DeFi is not kind of new thing, because I was developing for Ethereum like since 2017, and there were already some decentralized exchanges such as IDEX or Pancor protocol. And what DeFi does nowadays is just they made it like more, I don't know, more for the most part of cryptocurrency users. So now it's much easier to exchange one coin to another coin. And for example, for me, I really like the pool idea, which as Vikram mentioned, when you can stake your coins. For example, I get salary in USDT, and then I can exchange USDT to DAI token, which is MakerDAO stablecoin. And for example, I can stake DAI versus USDT, and I'm getting a percentage of fee. The fee is appearing from the exchanges when for example, somebody exchange DAI to USDT or any other coins, Uniswap pay some part of fee to the stakers, let's say, who delegated his coins into the Uniswap or any other protocol such as Sushi or UFI. I see in the chat somebody mentioned UFII, and you can get up to 10 or 12% per year of return to your staked coins. But of stable coins, it's a really big percentage, because, for example, United States Treasury bonds only can give you maybe 1 or 2%. I don't know, I'm not from USA, but I know that the rate is really low, and comparing to the DeFi's, it's a really good investment opportunity. And I believe that maybe more than the half of the all cryptocurrency staked in the DeFi protocols is institutional investors, because it's a really good return with USD. But if, for example, you are okay to take a risk of the volatility of Ethereum, for example, you can even stake, for example, Ethereum versus Bancor token, and you can get up to maybe, I don't know for sure, but I guess it could be something like 30% per year, and it's also a really good return. And yeah, as Vikram mentioned, also DeFi is so popular because it's secured, and the decentralization is a hype of nowadays. It's a trend. And as I also mentioned in the chat, KuCoin was hacked today for $150 million. And of course, they will pay back to the users from their funds, from their own funds. But the advantage of DeFi protocols is that the only way then they can be hacked if there is a weakness in a smart contract. But DeFi protocols such as Unicorn, or there is really old decentralized exchange based on Ethereum IDEX, they are many times audited, and there is really small chance that there is weaknesses in smart contracts. Otherwise, I will already find it and stole $1 billion from Unicorn. But I didn't that yet. So yeah, it's quite secure to have your funds there. Thank you, Vikram, for letting me say.
Oh, you're welcome. But I definitely would like to understand a little bit more about KuCoin. I've not heard of this exchange. I'm hearing about it for the first time. Where is it from, and how long has it been operational?
Coin, it's Taiwan or Chinese-based exchange. It's
Okay.
quite big. Yeah, they are quite big. They have launch pad. They have own launch pad. They have staking. They have mining pools. They have their own token, KCS. I will type in chat. You can check. And also you can stake this token. They were hacked today. I don't know how. I mean, I didn't really go deep in the way hacker did this, but the fact is the fact. They were hacked today. 150 million was stolen. Some of this money were stolen in stablecoins, and stablecoin issuers, I mean Tether, they already locked 20 millions or something like this, just to not hackers let withdraw this money. But KuCoin said that they will pay back to the users from their own funds. But yeah, KuCoin is quite popular.
Well, I'm sure. I'm sorry, something that I would have known, but I guess I'm not trading as much in these exchanges, so I've not followed them. But is it like these coins were, what is it, a smart contract that got hacked? Just asking if you know about it, you can definitely share that information. Or was it?
No, it's just it's a centralized exchange, basically centralized exchange. They had, I don't know, maybe some hacker got remote control to some of their servers, got access to their databases, and just did withdrawal of the user's funds to his own wallet.
So I think that's what I've always been advocating about, is like when you have a centralized exchange, the quantity that can get hacked is very high, because essentially people would hold everything in one pot. Maybe not all coins, but of course each coin's pot is much bigger than any other exchanges, right, in a centralized exchange. So when the hackers target them, they kind of get a handsome like coins if they break into it. Maybe not all the coins. If you break into just Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash or Ethereum, one of them itself is good enough to hold or get a lot of coins out of them. But otherwise, when you compare it to smart contracts, your smart contracts are very individual to the person, right? So even if the smart contracts has got a weakness, you kind of like hack it to the one only. So it may be a small amount that they use the same method to break into other smart contracts, but that's a long process. I would say it's much more safer than a centralized exchange. Would you say that's a true statement? Yeah, thanks. Also, I actually wanted to ask you about something, Bogdan. I want your opinion on this. So I've always been talking about in a few meetups that yes, your stable coins are very nice for us to hold it now, because a lot of people who are new to cryptocurrency don't want to understand the volatility. Because they're new, again, they don't have the experience of how the fluctuation of price happens, how every 4 years there is a bull run and things like that, because the way Bitcoin has set a standard of every 4 years is a halving. So there is a volatility of a fluctuation or market correction that happens every 4 years. It's been happening something similar to last two that I have seen. Anything before 2012 was different, of course. From 2012, which is 13 was the first bull run, 17 was the next one, and I'm expecting 21 is the next bull run. So with that little experience, I think that way is a little different to 2012 and above. The point was that the newcomers do not know this experience. They don't have that experience. So they believe more in stable coins. That's how the stable coins have become very popular today. But when the bull run really comes, which I'm expecting 2021 is the year of bull run, your stable coins are not going to go high. But your fluctuating coins like Bitcoin and the Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, those who are not really stable pegged, they will have better yield for you if you hold in those coins than the stable coin. What do you say?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you want to get good investment return, then you should hold some coins like popular coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on. But the big plus of stable coins and why they will be popular and more popular with the time is because you can quickly withdraw your funds from volatile coin. For example, Bitcoin will go up from 10,000 to 15,000. Then you can quickly exchange to some stable coin, and you are safe in terms of dollar volatility. Dollar won't be like minus 20% like it was with pesos. So you are safe, and I see the trend that big companies like Coinbase, like Paxful, and Tether, they keep issuing more and more stable coins because there is ask on the stable coins, and there are also smaller companies like Virex also issuing their own stable coins. And also what I can see as an advantage of stablecoin is it's easier to send value and be sure that this value will be the same after your transaction completed. Because, for example, I remember the days when you can send Ethereum transaction in 30 seconds and pay less than a cent fee. But now, as there is so much transactions in the transactions pool because of DeFi hype, Ethereum is overloaded, and transactions can go up to 24 hours. And as we all know, token or cryptocurrency price can drop or go up 20-30% in 24 hours. And if you send in stablecoin, even if it will be completed, if your transaction will be completed in a week, you still can be sure that your recipient will get the exact value you wanted to send.
Totally. I think you touched base on the right points. I was very intrigued with that point, which I had overlooked. Because for me, if I would change from cryptocurrency to fiat, then I would hold the fiat as a stable currency because fiat around the world is stable. So and then I change it back. But then the bridge of that fiat to crypto to fiat is a longer process, a difficult process compared to crypto. So in a crypto, if you have a stable token like USDT, of course, has like set the path for a lot of people. It's so popular now. We know that they're printing close to 20 billion USDT every month. That means they're competing directly with federal banks equivalent in terms of printing. Who would have ever thought that? Federal bank would have never thought that somebody will compete with them in mere ease that they would have not expected. Because for them to even print something close to that, they would have to buy a lot of paper, machine, ink, whatever that extra that has to go with it. But then with USDT being printed like the way it has been printed, Oh, well, I'm all up for those, or all up for competition. So if it's a direct competition to federal bank, might as well be, because you cannot be the only person printing and counterfeiting so much that you shouldn't be the only one benefiting out of it. Let everybody benefit then let the USDT also be as popular like that. And I'm glad that somebody really thought of it. This is as innovative as Bitcoin itself, I would say, USDT. And who do you think is really behind USDT? Is that the Binance exchange completely?
I don't know why you mentioned Binance, because USDT is issued by US guys. So I couldn't say anything about USDT. I know there is some inconvenience in USDT that they really keep as much US dollars in their banks as USDT is not really backed one-to-one. There is some inconvenience in this, but yeah, for example, I can say about USDC, which is USD coin issued by Coinbase. So
USDC
once I
is
saw,
issued by Coinbase, you're saying?
Say again?
USDC is issued by Coinbase.
Yeah, exactly. And I saw once a picture of shareholders of Coinbase. So there is a guy, I don't remember his name. He held something like 50% of Coinbase, but not personally. He held this stake from his company. It's some, I don't know if it's a fund or something like this. So there is a company that holds 50% of Coinbase, and 100% of these companies that held 50% of Coinbase held by MasterCard. So guess who issued USDC coin? So
well, of course,
I might say that, the biggest payment processors are now one of the biggest players in the crypto space.
Very right. Because they kind of understood that this is the market now, they have released their own. But the USDT was the first one of its kind, right?
Yes, I don't remember if there are other coins, but USDT was the first that became that popular and was listed by most of exchanges. So yeah, we can say it's one of the first because it's the first of popular.
So that's what I thought Binance is, for the reason because I saw Binance was the first few who listed USDT. So if I may not have the real picture of who started it now, I just thought of that because of the exchange where it was available. But of course, the American government, I heard recently, was behind the ones who started it and wanted to cap them and control them. I don't think really it's happening because they are able to print more and more, and it is not at all backed by the amount that they are floating.
Yeah, it could be so. But for example, about Binance, I just sent in the chat that they have their own stablecoin, BUSD. This is issued by Binance for sure, and it could become as popular as USDC or USDT one day because Binance is really popular. But for me, there is not much difference between stable coins because they all have they all represent US dollar, and there is not much difference for me to withdraw from Bitcoin to USDT or to BUSD. So we just can see the trend that all big companies trying to issue their own stablecoin because it's really convenient to use them.
Of course. Till that time when they see there is a sudden bull run And when the bull run happens, they'll be like, "Oh, did we really do a good job in terms of having a stable coin, or should we have had a fluctuating coin?" Because the bull run will just bring in 10x to it in 10 months, and then that will put some of them at the back burner, thinking that, "Oh my God, this is like back foot," thinking that what this like our coins didn't go any up because it's going to be pegged to the USD, and then USD is not going to go up. USD is going to be at what USD is, and then all these coins will stay at the USD price. Anyway, in terms of the coin itself that we talked about so much today, stable coins, USDT, DC, and BUSD. These are all ERC20 tokens.
I know about Tether, USDT. USDT is issued on Omni blockchain, on Ethereum, and on Tron. For example, when I went to send from one exchange to another exchange USDT, I would prefer sending in Tron because Tron have proof of stake protocol and there is no fee, and it's nowadays quite a bit faster than Ethereum. BUSD, I know they issued it on ERC and on Binance Chain. Binance Chain is not that much popular nowadays, but because of Binance popularity, I believe that Binance Chain will be also quite popular, maybe 1 or 2 years from now. So yeah, the idea of issuing one coin on the same chains is to get more community, because, for example, Tron community can hate Ethereum and Ethereum community, but they also want to use USDT. And I once was near to participate in issuing a stablecoin on IST chain. So I think we can expect popular stablecoins be issued on other protocols, because just the community of this chain want to have the same stablecoin on their loved blockchain.
Amazing. I think everybody's going to have their own, because the usability factor for these kind of coins is very, very high. And it's higher than even Bitcoin, I would say, because Bitcoin as an asset class is sitting as an asset, but it is not really used in the commerce as much as these tokens for trading, for movement. Like you said, you had to move something. It's just a value transfer, right? So the value transfer has to be on something like you said. You use Tron for a zero fee. Those are the things which is really going to be useful in the real commerce, and everybody can float their own and have something. So there are some coins in terms of stable coin on Bitcoin Cash protocol. So what do you think about them?
You said there is stable coins on Bitcoin Cash protocol?
Yes. I'll tell you the name.
I never heard.
I have one. I have just changed one to understand and learn and use. It's USDH.
Okay, I've never heard. I think I will Google after the meetup, but I even didn't hear that you can issue your own coins on Bitcoin Cash protocol. I know there is RSK, which is kind of fork of Bitcoin Cash, and they allow to issue. So if you say Bitcoin Cash now allowing issuing your own tokens, it's a good feature. And I would like also to know if Bitcoin Cash allow issuing smart contracts, because if it is, we may expect some DeFi protocols on Bitcoin Cash.
Yes, there is one
yeah,
they're working on. There is one DeFi protocol that they're working on, which is called the Any Hedge, if I'm not wrong. That's a DeFi exchange. They used to be a regular custodial exchange first, and they have now moved on to making it a DeFi exchange, so that the popularity of DeFi is actually going into Bitcoin Cash also now. Yes, the tokens to launch on Bitcoin Cash is much easier and quicker and instant, unlike Ethereum's ERC20. Of course, ERC20 tokens is popular with all the coders because they are able to code their own coin. With the Bitcoin Cash, it's just made it simple, and the name itself is called Simple Ledger Protocol (SMP) tokens. Anyone can just do it from a wallet as easy as sending an email. That's like what the new future of your coins is going to be, because everyone can have their own. Eventually, how useful it's going to be, like I thought, the Bitcoin Cash SMP tokens were very useful for me because they were quick, they were low fee, but your USDT was stuck. I had to send, I'll tell you how much, 0.01, 1 cent worth of USDT to someone, and then my transaction got stuck 5 times because the network fee was not enough. And a network fee was paying close to $5. So that just gave me a little of sour taste in my mouth through ERC20. But the way you said, when you use the same ERC20, you can do it through a Tron network, and it is absolutely free, you're saying, to move those ERC20?
Yes. Yeah. Tron, they have kind of EOS. I don't know if you tried EOS blockchain, so they have pretty similar ways of how fee calculated, and this basic transaction of transferring USDT on Tron is with no fee.
Wow. So there are alternatives there. That's the beauty of Ethereum, right? It's much more programmable than what you have as Bitcoin. And that's where Bitcoin Cash is coming in picture, where it's trying to be as learning from, of course, Ethereum to make it more programmable, and also learning from and being the twin of Bitcoin, trying to hold as an asset class and as a payments class and as a trading tool, and also eventually be much more programmable than what Bitcoin is allowing people to do, and then get all this DeFi and the tokens and everything on Bitcoin Cash. So I'm quite bullish on Bitcoin Cash, of course. But if I had so much time for Ethereum also, I'd be a lot more bullish on Ethereum also. It's just that I'm not a coder, so wish I could have done that myself. Are you one? Are you a coder too?
Say again?
Are you a coder also?
Sorry, one more time.
I meant, do you also code alongside so that you build something on your own while coding, and also like how Bitcoin, your Ethereum ERC20 tokens need to be hard coded, or you have to do some work to get the token launched, right?
Yeah, I did a lot of coding on Ethereum, on Stellar chain, and on some less popular. Mm-hmm.
On Stellar also, which is the fork of XRP.
Yes. Stellar is not that much programmable as Ethereum, but they still allow some simple smart contract logic, but the logic is limited by, for example, after I send money to Alice should wait 100 blocks and then transfer back to Jake, for example.
Okay. But then your blocks are much quicker on your Stellar and XRP, right?
Stellar is 5 seconds per block.
Okay, 5 seconds. So 5 seconds into 100, so that's 500 seconds, which is still a good amount of time, say about a few minutes. It's almost like 8.5 minutes.
Yes. Yeah, so I just wanted to add that I also quite bullish about, and I know that Bitcoin Cash is doing really well with e-commerce, and they push their coin into e-commerce business, like to allow people pay with Bitcoin Cash in store and online. And if there would be good programmable smart contracts, and if there will be a good developers community, it also could become quite popular platform to launch your smart contracts and tokens, as we can see Ethereum nowadays.
True. So the possibilities are endless. So now, Stellar and XRP, I would have never thought I would meet somebody who would have worked on it. Thanks to you, you're the first one that I met. I've definitely met some developers, not developers, business developers of Stellar in Bangalore, in India. Because the girl was sponsored by Stellar, of course. She flew down to India. This is just after the split happened. She was here popularizing Stellar through the Indian banking structure, trying to pitch in for remittances around the world for the banks to adopt into Stellar. So, but I had never thought that I would meet somebody who's developed it or being linked with development like you said. Because with XRP, I never thought that there is a room for development as much because it's a centralized coin, right? Same as your Stellar.
I'm not sure about XRP. I know there is also quite limited logic, but about XLM, yeah, it's limited and quite centralized, as you said.
How about Stellar? Stellar is a centralized coin, if I may know what I'm talking about. I thought Stellar was clearly a centralized coin. It's not decentralized like the way Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cash is.
Yeah, true. Because Stellar is also used by the banks and by some institutions. So I could bet that it's quite centralized. Because there is also no such distribution through the nodes. There is no that much mining power, which Bitcoin have and other proof of work coins. So there is for sure much more centrality in XLM in Stellar protocol.
Okay. So yeah, well, that's great information. I'm glad you joined our meetup. But hey, I just wanted to know where are you joining us from? So where are you based out of?
I'm Russia, Moscow. I just got your invite to my email box and I jumped into.
Definitely. So you have added yourself to our meetup. That's how you got the invite.
Okay, I didn't remember. I joined a lot of communities, so I'm usually getting emails. And sometimes I jump into.
It's good to know because meetup.com has helped us meet. So on meetup.com, I have meetups. I've been having meetups since 2012 about Bitcoin. You won't believe it. I've been talking about Bitcoin since some donkey's years. 2009, I heard about Bitcoin for the first time, ruled it out completely because I had no interest and no knowledge about anything in tech or anything in finance. I was completely different. I was a management student or management guy. I was living in England at that time. I just wanted to understand how my asset price collapsed in 2008 recession. So when I was looking for answers, I came across Bitcoin. By 10, I learned about it so much that I quit my job and I took up almost like full time studying finance and economics so that I get into this business of Bitcoin. By 11, I bought into some, I traveled, and I eventually came back to Bangalore because Bangalore is my hometown. And the part that why I came back to Bangalore is because from the day I first read about Bitcoin till 2012 end, I did not meet even one person in 15 countries that I traveled to speak about Bitcoin. I was the only person talking about Bitcoin to everyone. And sometimes when I was traveling, some people said, please don't try and sell anything to me. I'm not interested in buying. I said, no, I'm not selling anything. I'm just talking about this huge thing that's happening in the world. It's called Bitcoin. And like I said, when I was actually half my travel was to just talk about Bitcoin. I even went to Indonesia in Ubud, and Ubud is a very big hotspot for Bitcoin. Maybe not now, but at least about 3-4 years ago. And when I was there about 9 years ago. So when I was there, also in Ubud, I was the first one talking about Bitcoin. That was my history a little bit. But yeah, that was good to connect with you because in terms of research, I've been busy with my exchange and my Bitcoin Cash project that I have. So you really don't get enough time to research on everything that is around Bitcoin and cryptocurrency today. I mean, not just Bitcoin; it's all about the cryptocurrency, right? You don't get enough time to research on all of it now. The space has become so big. So yeah, thanks to bringing in your input on it.
There was an e-commerce Open Bazaar is a project. Have you heard Open Bazaar? So they are also
Yes, Open Bazaar was.
yeah. So yesterday they announced that they are running out of funds. So they are looking for donations and something like that. They had put up a Medium post yesterday. So they are running out of
Wow.
funds and thinking about closing down. Yeah. They had got 5
Now,
million funding from Bitmain
uh,
earlier.
okay. So something that I don't understand in the crypto space is how you can run out of funds. You can create your own if you know what to do, exactly how to launch and use your potential of crypto understanding. You can definitely launch your own stable coin and run your business because Open Bazaar is a pretty popular place, if I'm not wrong. And before Open Bazaar, there was something similar, but that got shut down because somebody bought and then shut that down. They were also very popular in terms of allowing you to give wallets and then exchange, like eBay was replicated to do this, and they got sold out. But I don't know why Open Bazaar is going down now.
So they Open Bazaar was okay. Means it wasn't. It didn't have. I tried to use it, so it was good, but it didn't have the wow factor. But Open Bazaar had an app called Haven. They came up with an app called Haven, Haven. So
Yeah.
it's on Android and iOS. So that app was amazing. Means to use. It was really slick and free, and you could. It had support for 3 to 4 popular cryptocurrencies. So that was really something that I
Okay.
saw for the first time. When I saw Haven, I was amazed. Means it was looking like something that will be the future. And recently, it was around 1 to 2 years back. They started the Haven project, and recently they open sourced it also. So and now once they open sourced it, some people were talking that maybe they are out of funding. Maybe Haven didn't. They couldn't make revenue out of it. So they were weak on the business side of things, but Haven was a pretty neat product. Even now, if you use Haven, you will be amazed. It is really amazing. Means the way it works, and it's better than Amazon also. The experience, if you use it, it's like really simple and amazing.
That's what we want. We want a corporation to Amazon.
Yeah, and completely feeless and yeah.
So you use the Heaven Boy for yourself? Like, have you ever done
Yeah.
some transaction like an open base?
Yeah,
Oh, great.
I used to run a e-commerce company from 2009 onwards. So I used to I had a e-commerce
Okay.
yeah, I had a e-commerce marketplace product that I used to sell to entrepreneurs and different retail companies. Okay, so a lot of my still a lot of customers are in touch with me, the retail from the retail segment. So they wanted to use Haven, but they wanted to use it to accept Google Pay and Paytm payments in India. So, they were when they saw Haven, they were all excited in India, the retail segment guys, because they were getting the app was amazing. Means if you go to develop that app, you will take 1 year or so to make the marketplace like Haven. So these companies were interested in Haven, but they wanted to accept centralized payments because crypto in India is still not catching up. So they wanted to accept payments from Paytm and Google Pay by using Haven. So they were, yeah. So they were contacting me to integrate with Google Pay and Paytm.
Was it possible to integrate
Yeah, it
Google
is.
Pay and Paytm?
It is possible because
Oh, wow.
the source is open, right? I mean, someone has to work on it. It's quite possible, but
True, true. No, those UPI sources are free. It's available. You link it through your Paytm or Phone Pay or Google Pay. They all work fine. And
yes.
so they did link it through that and then use it, did they? Oh, amazing.
So it means they were thinking about it. They're still thinking about it. A lot of retail companies in known to me. So they are saying let us use
Okay.
Haven and but let us use it for centralized pay, means Google Pay payments.
Totally, totally. So I guess they love the idea, but eventually they may not want to use cryptocurrency to get their payments. Like we were talking about just recently, like of course now that the volatility is what kills them, right? So the volatility actually shouldn't, if you have the understanding that if you plug into, say, my exchange is an Insta Crypto, you actually if you plug into my exchange as a merchant and you receive $5 worth of crypto, you will get $5 worth of Indian rupees instantly in your wallet. There is no really any time wasted in between to lose your price, and we even give you a half an hour leverage to 1 hour leverage, so that whatever you peg that price to, you will get that rupees. So that shouldn't be a problem. But because the word volatility in cryptos has brought the like a bad taste in the mouth for everybody, they just don't go for it. They want to always stick to an INR payment.
Yeah, so with e-commerce, the path-breaking technology is IPFS. Means everyone is excited about IPFS, using IPFS, because if you use IPFS, then chances are that your fees will be really lower. Hello, yeah. So chances are that yeah, IPFS is really amazing because if you use IPFS and start a local marketplace or any kind of e-commerce marketplace, then chances are that you will be able to charge very less fees as compared to Amazon or any other popular e-commerce company. Your fees will be much lower than the market leaders. So all you have to do is use IPFS and start an e-commerce marketplace, and you will be able to offer really low fees as compared to Amazon or any other e-commerce. So OpenBazaar was also using IPFS only. It is built on top of IPFS. And IPFS also has a database. I came
Okay,
across a
okay.
yeah, and I also came across a database built on top of IPFS called OrbitDB. So I'm very excited to use that. Means OrbitDB. So it is a normal database and built on top of IPFS. So yeah, so it could be, yeah. I'm
Okay.
looking. I found about it. Yeah, Orbit DB I came across last week only. So I'm excited to use that and try to make some applications using Orbit DB on top of IPFS, because then the hosting costs become very less. The database hosting server costs, they become really low. So you get an edge over the people who are using centralized technologies, centralized providers. For example, a lot of people use Amazon EC2, Amazon S3. So if you use Orbit DB, then probably your cost could become much lower than Amazon EC2 hosting.
Wow, wow. So I had not heard of this
IPFS, yeah,
IPFS.
it is really crazy. I mean, I means there are a lot of people are talking. If you see YouTube, there are a lot of videos like Web3, means Web2 means lot of maybe Web2 will be completely transformed to Web3, and with everything will become decentralized. All the hosting providers, all the hosting services, because everyone can
Okay,
be a
okay.
part of it, right? I mean, you can make money. Now only Amazon is making money for hosting, but even all of us can be paid for people using our nodes.
Totally, totally. I think there should be a healthy competition now. You shouldn't allow Amazon to be the only monopoly, right? Then they will they will lay down their terms, and we will have to follow their terms if they are the only ones. So if there is no healthy competition, if you can explain IPFS in a layman terms to somebody who's new to hosting and things like that, how would you explain? Even for me, for that matter.
Yeah. So actually, I am also very new to this. I just know from the top bird's eye view. I just have a bird's eye view. But what I understand from the bird's eye view, I will tell you. I'm not very comfortable with the low level details. But what I know from the bird's eye view, I will share. So basically, everyone is running. Everyone ends up running nodes, and then
Sure.
yeah, everyone has nodes. Anyone can start a node, and then IPFS is like you store files, means all the data is stored in files, like that. All the so OrbitDB is a database. It is a software.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a software to give you the features of a database, but actually all the data will be stored in files, and they can be peer-to-peer transferred. Means you can access it in the network because all the nodes are kind of connected to each other. So if you have some file, your node has some file, so I can read it from your node if I need that node. So somehow
Okay.
you can access all the files in the network somehow. I don't know how it works, but it allows you to access any file in the network. So think of it as a like if you want to if you think of it from the perspective that if you're building a web application, so you will use Amazon EC2 for hosting, right? You will use Amazon EC2 for hosting, and you will install MySQL or PostgreSQL. You will end up installing PostgreSQL and or MySQL.
Yes.
Yes, and you will pay around 5 to 7. As soon as you get say 50 to 100 users, you will have to pay 5,000 per month to Amazon. 5,000 Indian rupees per month you will have to start paying to Amazon. So with IPFS the costs are much lower.
That's right.
So yeah, so a lot of things become possible because suppose you have to pay 5,000 for hosting. It is a small amount, but suppose you're not making 5,000 also from some service. Means suppose the in some case the it doesn't add up to, means someone is not willing to pay 5,000 that amount. So then you for example in a multi-vendor marketplace, if you start a multi-vendor marketplace, so sellers come and register with you. For example, eBay. So all the sellers are registering with eBay, but all the sellers are not willing to pay for the hosting, right? So in IPFS, then the cost become really low, and you can keep a track
Yes.
of, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So suppose I were to start an eBay, so it becomes impractical for me. If I were to start an eBay, then all my sellers are storing files, but only I am paying the cost, right? I am paying the cost for the hosting, but the sellers will not want to pay me because they are not making any money. They will pay me gradually, means as they make money out of it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So if I use IPFS, then my hosting costs become really low. So starting a marketplace becomes really viable. And I think it is also, it must also be now when I'm talking about it, it must also be that you have to pay only when you access a file. It's like pay per use, like that. Maybe it must be something like that. That you pay
Yeah.
cost is, yeah. Whereas in Amazon you have to pay on a monthly basis, and just for uptime is they don't count each read, like that. Means the
That's right.
pay.
That's
Yeah.
right. Because Amazon wants to just start capping you right from there.
Yeah, so
Oh, how amazing.
Amazon EC2 says it is pay as you go, but that pay as you go is not very fine grained. Means it is not very fine grained, that it will not count each read, and it will not count all that. It will just say that yeah, you got so many requests on the server, so you pay me this much money. Means it does not count each read to the database and like that. So IPFS is more economical somehow. I don't know the low level details.
So, no, that's great. If somebody wants to join, and Bogdan, you want to say something about? I saw you message that I feel IPFS is good. If you have some knowledge on it, you would like to share, love to listen to it.
No, I also not really deep with IPFS. I think our colleague has already shared what I can share as well. And I just know that Golem is a distributed computed power DApp, and they using IPFS to transfer the files that you need to compute through the IPFS, because transferring them through Ethereum would be cost inefficient. So they use IPFS and it works well for them.
Sure, sure. I think it's something which is new. Of course, I will look into that a little bit more. Any comparison to blockchain for that matter?
I
It's
wouldn't
peer to
say
peer.
it's yeah, it's peer-to-peer, but I wouldn't say it's a blockchain. But it's the way it is just how they say on their website. It's a distributed file system, so it's not a
Yeah.
blockchain. There is no blocks. There is no transaction queue. There is no
Yeah. There's no
mining
blocks in that format, right?
or yeah.
It's a distributed hash table. That's what they say. Uh, it is still owned by somebody and it's run by somebody. Is it? Yeah, developers protocol labs.
Well, probably the good comparison would be a torrent network,
Yeah.
because in the torrent network you also can like create your own seed, host some files, and when somebody needs your files, they can download it from your computer. And we may say IPFS is high level is quite similar. I mean, the use case is quite similar, but in depth, I guess it's absolutely different technologies and much like uh, more. I
More
forgot the
to the
word. I'm
latest.
sorry.
Don't worry, don't worry. More towards the latest, happenings that's going on, latest trends. Because
Yeah.
BitTorrent was amazing in its time, and I used to love the way it functioned. All I had to do was like have a part of the file, and I can share it to anybody and everybody, and I can take from anyone. That helped in terms of getting things around when the only place was what Mega Uploader, and Mega Uploader got busted, right? So his things got capped by the US government. So of course, something similar to Mega Uploader when I was looking, BitTorrent was torrents was helpful. So and you guys know what Mega Uploader, right? So this guy called Kim.com.
Can you send in chat the website?
Yeah. Uh, I'm looking for it. I don't have it. This was an old one. This was started by a guy called Kim.com, and he got busted because of that. Because of course, the Hollywood and that sector didn't wanted any files to be moving around the internet and people sharing big files. And he made it possible. Kim.com. I'll just write down at least the name so you can look up. Not Mega Uploader. I'm sorry, that was my fault. It is Mega Upload. That's the name. File hosting service Mega Upload was the.
Guys, is Open Bazaar still live?
Yes, it is live. Yesterday they posted a blog post saying that we are out of funds and please give some community support. Please donate some amounts. Please donate some amount.
Hmm.
Yeah, so they are running out of funds soon. That was the blog post yesterday. So now let's see what happens. Maybe the community donates or let's see how it goes. But they've got 5 million funding from Bitmain. So people are like,
Okay.
so on Reddit, people were saying that they already had their chance, they had a lot of funding. So people were not looking ready to donate because people were saying they already had their funding from VCs. So now they lost their chance types like that. Let's see. Because the sellers were also in it because the sellers who were selling, they were in it because of free, everything free, no hosting charges, no fees. So now I will they pay donations.
Have you ever purchased anything from there?
And purchased, no, not really, but browsed around a lot to see if my item is available, anything that I need. So browsed around and searched around a lot, but somehow the items that I need were not there or were too costly as compared to the central marketplace. But I was always looking that if something, because I had a lot of crypto on hand, so if something good, so you're always looking like if a good shirt comes along, so you end up purchasing something like that. Because to use your crypto, there are very few ways to use your crypto, right? So I'm always looking for ways to spend my crypto.
Well, it's not as few as what it used to be 5 years ago.
Yeah, definitely, yes.
So the way when we've been talking about crypto, the one question everybody asks, where can I spend? Where can I buy? What can I use crypto
Yeah.
for? So it was much harder before to explain what they can do with their crypto compared to now.
Yeah, because when you first receive some crypto or you first send your crypto, you automatically smile, right? You get a glee on your face. You get a smile. You're end to end smiling. Oh, crypto came and it was so fast and fearless and or something that touched your heart. That wow, you get amazed by the experience. But then to get that experience again and again, you're not getting the experience again and again. It happens like once in 3 months and then you're waiting like, oh, now what to do? Means if there's no product to buy, no, and no one is paying you crypto also, means you're trying to sell your services, you're trying to sell your products, but no one is paying you, no, you can't purchase anything. So then you're looking to get that experience again and again because it's fun, right? I mean, getting some
Yeah,
money
yeah.
from Australia, if I get even $1 or $2, and for free and fast and feeless. In PayPal, it's 2.90% plus some 20 some amount, yeah. So you feel good, yeah.
Yeah, totally, totally.
You feel excited, yeah. You feel good about not paying 3% or whatever fees are there. At least for me, crypto, I was excited because I used to run a business and all the payments had some fees. Now, for the first time in my life, I get some payment and it has no fees, and it's fairly
Of course.
instant. Yeah, so you feel good about it, right? You feel good, and you want to have that experience as much as possible. But there are very few chances. There gradually, as the bull run gets over, the bear run starts. So people start losing interest.
That's true. In the correction period, people lose interest, and that happens straight on just next year from the year where the bull run happened. Like 17, there was a bull run, but 2018 was a disaster because the price is now correcting itself, and the first year of price correction is only a dip. So not
Yeah,
everybody likes that. But there's one thing
yeah,
about adoption, right? Like in terms of selling services and products for crypto and also paying for crypto, that never caught on in India. Never caught up like that. Only trading is like the big thing.
Yeah, the good thing about crypto is that I can sell to someone in any country, right? I can sell my PDF or my book or ebook to anyone from any country, any location. So that's the fun part. That the
Yeah,
whole world becomes suddenly the whole world becomes a marketplace. Because if I'm selling my book for $7, so then how do I
yeah.
accept payment for it? There's very few ways to accept payment for it. Right? Means people have to shell out fees also along with the $7, which themselves will become $3 to $4. So someone might end up not purchasing the book because they have to pay $12 instead of 7.
Like, tell me about it. So I used to always talk about that, right? You just mentioned the same thing. Like when I was living in England, people consider themselves in London that the globe is their marketplace. They don't consider their marketplace as only London or only UK because their banks support them that way. In India, we don't get that kind of support from our banks. We really cannot be that instantly global. So crypto makes us global that way, right?
Yeah, yeah. You cannot sell anything for $5 to any. If I'm in Mumbai, I cannot sell my product which is for $5 to anyone in any other country. That is the problem.
Very
If
right.
with crypto I can sell, but the buyer has to be ready to give me crypto. The buyer just has to uh, be bullish about it. So if the crypto bull run is going on, then suddenly people start paying me because
Tell me about it.
because they're buying my ebook now because they are suddenly into crypto.
No, that's the beauty of it. Now you can sell your ebook because you're sending it instantly. What would you like to receive? Instant, right? Instant payment back to you. Not that you have middlemen taking their own sweet time for up to 45 days for international payment transactions. And then if it is instant, the fees is so exorbitant that you have to end up paying more, maybe $10 for your $5 to be received. That's
Yeah. Yeah, there are some workarounds like, for example, YouTube. You go to YouTube to sell your content, or you go to Amazon Kindle, but they are still not as sweet because you feel if YouTube is charging 45%. So it's like, fuck, I have worked 2 years for this ebook, and now I'm giving YouTube 45%. For what? I mean, it sounds weird, right? I mean, if you work for 2 years on an ebook or or anything that you make, and suddenly you're giving 45 to 50% to someone else.
totally. See, that's the thing about the middleman, right? So the to cut the middleman is what is the hardest because sometimes it's not just that they are taking all the money for themselves because they have set up a place like that. Say, setup of banking has been done, and there is a cost to that brick and mortar shop to run to make sure that your payment is moved. So they take a lot of fee. So if you want something online now, which is crypto, the middleman, you know what is happening in India, right? They're trying to cut the middleman for farmers also. It's one of those things that everybody is like happy, of course, but some people are not because they're losing on their cut they were making for free.
Yeah, when you use a wallet, for example, when you use Paytm or Google Paytm, where you feel good that it is instant. But still, when you withdraw to the bank, you still end up paying 5% whenever you want to withdraw to the bank. So still, it's not as fun as crypto. Paytm is not as fun as crypto because
Yeah,
you're paying 5%, right? Whenever you want to withdraw, you will your 5% is going that time. So I mean,
totally. Because they're continuing. They're not seeing comparing themselves to IMPS. Sorry, you to UPI, and
yes.
of course, crypto is much further, much more beyond because then it's not limited to India. It's global. Yeah, and Karan, why don't you leave your email
Yes.
also so that we can keep in contact? And I've left my contact details there. It's at instacrypto.in with. So, what are you working on latest, Karan?
Yeah, so I'm working on a couple of things now. One is the open bazaar, means alternative to open bazaar. So yeah, and I'm also
Oh
working
yeah.
on, yeah, I mean, it's very I mean, I'm working alone and very initial stages, but that is what is there in my mind. That e-commerce cart that accepts crypto. And the second project I'm working on is online flashcards. So if you just make flashcards for teaching others, you will be paid crypto like that.
So I didn't understand this flashcards part of it. Can
Yeah.
you please
So
explain?
flashcards are basically index cards. You write a question on the front of the index card, and on the back you write the answer. So like Quizlet, there is an app called Quizlet. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay, okay,
yeah.
okay. I got it.
So
Yeah.
online flashcards, but if you make flashcards, so you get paid per view. You get paid per view. Whenever someone views your flashcard, a flashcard made by you, you will be paid per view, and you will be paid crypto instantly and fee less.
Okay, okay. Nice, nice. So for your other project that you said, the first project,
Yes.
you're using crypto for that also?
Yes, I'm looking to. Yes, I'm very. I'm looking to use IPFS only for that.
So for your open bazaar like stuff, you if
Yes.
you plan to just stick to crypto as payments.
No, I will include central. For now, my customers right now are asking me to include Paytm and Google Pay also. Paytm, Google Pay,
Okay,
and crypto. Like that. All the wallets. Basically.
okay. Because UPI wallets are all same, right? If you
Yes.
can integrate Paytm, you can integrate Beam, your phone pay, everything is the same fashion.
Yes. But Paytm wallet is something separate. Means it does not work on UPI. I think Paytm wallet is
Okay.
separate. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that way you want to use the wallet part of it. Okay.
Yes, because Paytm somehow it has gained traction in India. At least that's what I'm hearing from my sellers, from the sellers who are in touch with me. They are saying that all the payments are happening on Paytm and Google Pay for the sellers who are in touch with me, for those limited sellers. So for their shops, they want to accept payment in Paytm and Google Pay, all of them. That is the first parity right now.
Okay, okay. Oh, nice. I would love to try that. If whenever you want
Yes, yes, sure,
somebody
sure,
to.
absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. As soon as something is ready to show, lot of work.
What is it named under? Like, what is the?
Uh, so, I have not thought of a name as such right now. So I'm
Okay.
still working on it. Still working on
No worries, no worries. I think we will be in touch, so we will definitely check that out when it is ready.
it. Sure, sure. Thank you very much.
So, oh, you're welcome. Are you on Twitter or something?
Yes, I am on Twitter. Mr. Techmaker is my Mr. Techmaker. I will write it in chat.
So the YouTube one is just going live, and as soon as YouTube goes live, I think you can be right there. So we are live. Hi guys, good evening. Thanks for joining the Insta Crypto online crypto meetup. This is where was a good amount of time we had our meetup. I'll just finish the YouTube one and then we can just have a chat. Karan. And
So with SLP, can it be used for angel funding to secure some startup funding or something like that? Angel funding,
as in you
SLP.
want to use SLP to fund someone or take
No,
funding in
to
SLP?
take funding. Suppose some customers want to buy some equity or some known people. Yeah. So can it be used for that easily? Means
Yeah, you can use it as long as the other party accepts it. There is some value to it. SLP is now on a limited exchanges only for now. Memo.cash will be one of the big exchanges for you to find out the real price of that SLP. And if you're accepting it, sending, yeah, you can measure that peg or peg the price to those exchanges there.
Okay. So I will have to create my own token so that my people, friends and family and customers can purchase the tokens like that. So, so how much cost will it? How much cost do I have to means from my side if I want to create a equity token? So uh, how easy is it? And
See, to create SAP token is free and it's absolutely easy. It's instant.
okay,
That's not a problem at all. You can just have your parameters ready. How many coins you want? Do you want decimals for it, or do you want the coins to like have what
okay,
kind of there are very little variables, and you're able to set up very quickly and instantly.
okay, okay.
Do
And all
you
the
like? Are you good at the same integration that you're talking about with UPI?
yeah, yes, yes, yes.
So on my platform, which is Insta Crypto, we have an UPI integration for buying and selling of cryptocurrency. So
Okay,
they're paying with UPI. I will receive on my UPI ID, and they make an instant payment. And it is in a way that you have you ever used Insta Crypto app?
no, actually I have not used. I will.
Okay, just test it out. It'll be very
Okay.
easy to explain. It's just a three-step thing. It's available on Play Store.
Okay, I will surely. Actually, I need to buy some crypto now, so it's a good time.
Ah, oh
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
So you use Android?
yes, yes, I use Android.
Okay, it's perfect. So you'll be able to see how smooth it is, and I have my user tutorial, like buy tutorial ready. I'm just going to launch it very soon.
Okay, okay.
Video is there. I'm just waiting for that.
Yeah, I'm a pretty advanced user, so I feel I should be able to get my means. I've used Unocoin also earlier. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay, test it out. I'm waiting for you.
okay, 1 second. I will just. So I can buy Bitcoin Cash with it, right?
Yes,
Okay, okay. So that's what I'm looking at. Actually, I feel like I should buy some Bitcoin Cash as well.
totally, totally.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I'm in it actually. Yeah.
Okay.
So now, if I click on buy and
Bottom left is Bitcoin Cash.
okay, okay. So I will need to first install a wallet, right, to create an address. Okay. So which wallet should I? Zapit first one.
Rapid. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Any
okay,
day. Zapit.
okay, okay. Cool. Okay, I'm installing Zapit now.
But do you have any other wallet which supports Bitcoin Cash already?
No, actually, not on my phone.
Okay, then use the Zapit wallet.
Okay, okay. So I'm signing up to Zapit.
Cool.
Okay. Verification. 661562. So now I'm creating a wallet.
Sure.
Wallet is ready. Okay, now how do I get an address? Receive. Yeah.
On the Zapit wallet, yeah.
Copy. Okay. Okay, cool. Now I'm going back to Insta Crypto. I enter my address. Paste okay. Okay. Yeah. I paste my address and I say next. Right.
Yeah,
Enter
yeah.
amount. It tells me to enter an amount. INR. So how much amount? Any amount? 500 bucks I can buy.
Yes,
Okay.
perfect.
500. 500 bucks. Next. Enter email to login.
Oh, you want to log in with your email. So I think that's not
Okay.
done.
So I have to enter my email. Okay. Okay. Now verify your email by clicking on OK. So it says verify your email by clicking, but I've not got the link in the email.
You may have got in updates and things also.
Okay. So how do I? So I'm not getting the email actually. So can I?
Really?
Yeah. It says check spam and junk mailbox. Let me check spam and junk. Where is the junk? Junk. So I didn't get the email actually for it. Maybe let me check my internet once. It is all working only mostly. Yeah, it's okay. It is. Yeah, it is not. It is just hanging again. So should I try it again? It is just
Yeah,
showing up loading. Yeah. Should I
try
go
it from
back
your
and?
profile.
Sorry.
Try it from your profile. Like click on your
Yeah.
profile.
Okay. So the app is actually hanging and it is showing me the
Insta
loading.
Insta Crypto app.
Yes. So I will close it and start it again once again.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe then okay. Look up on Play Store if you've got an update.
Actually, I just installed it, so it would have been the
That's
latest
the
one
thing.
only.
Yeah, it installs and just after that it shows the update.
Okay,
It's
okay.
happened before.
Oh, okay. One second. Insta crypto. Insta. No, it just opened for me. So I
Okay,
will.
okay. Maybe from the profile then.
Yeah.
Hi Prajwal. Meanwhile, if you can hear us, I think we can stop the meetup video if you're recording still.
Yeah, same issue. It's same problem as that me again. So,
Oh, really? Like,
yes,
oh
yes.
my.
So this, can you see?
It was Gmail?
Yeah, this one, like this. And actually, okay. And also, it does not. If I click on back icon, it does not let me go back. Also.
But you're saying you didn't receive the this one link in your email. Nowhere like in the
Yeah, I got.
updates
Now I
or
got. Now I got the
okay,
link. Yeah, yeah.
okay.
One,
I'm glad.
click here to verify. Yeah. Yes, it is verified. One second. No, actually, even now it is telling me to verify again. Some problem is there. So I verified already, but when I enter my email, I'm already verified. I got the email also that I'm verified. Thank you for choosing. But when I enter my email, it says you verify again, something like that.
That's really, you don't have to go to the profile then. You should be able to actually straight away place an order.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that only actually. I'm just when I place an order, no, it tells me to enter my email. So I'm saying,
Okay.
yeah, I'm saying buy, and I'm saying Bitcoin Cash, and then I'm saying next, and then it shows me this screen that please verify your email like this.
It shouldn't, no, it shouldn't show that. Why
Yeah,
is it happening?
and
Okay.
yeah,
Uh,
and then it does not
see
allow
if
me.
you can
Yes.
see if you can get that email again, verification link email, and then you should be able to verify. Try
Yeah.
it.
No, actually, I got the thank you message also. I got the thank you message. Let me see again. I've got one more email after that also actually. After
Oh,
getting
maybe
the
because that.
yeah, I've got one more email that you because maybe I clicked twice, right? So
Yeah.
I'm verifying again now. Although I'm already verified actually. So yeah, so it says your email is verified. And now let me start all over again actually. One second. Two networks next. Oh, same thing happening again actually. Maybe some phone. Maybe I don't know actually. Shouldn't happen this. This shouldn't be happening actually.
It shouldn't.
Because
Uh,